So this week, there are two princes here to tell you a story. Prince Eric and the Beast.
You are not Prince Eric. This week's video is a little different. I thought it was kind of interesting. So Daniel and I dug deep and we found the original stories of what Disney princesses were based on. And the real stories are really gruesome and weird. I hope you will enjoy. I hope you will enjoy. I hope you will enjoy. The first one we're gonna talk about is Cinderella, everyone's favorite princess. Well, in the original written version of Cinderella, the stepsisters, one of them gets her toes cut off and one of her gets her heels cut off to fit into her glass slipper. But a little dove notifies the prince that there is blood on the slipper, so the prince finds out that who the real Cinderella is. So that's pretty good. At least he ends up with the princess, right? Well, the stepsisters get invited to Cinderella's wedding and they decide to go, and they get their eyes pecked out by birds. Yum. So that's the original version of Cinderella.
The next story I will be talking about is the Little Mermaid, the hottest Disney princess. See, in the movie, she saves the prince from drowning, same thing in the original story. But in exchange for legs, she does not give up her singing voice. No, she gives up her tongue. And with her legs, every time she walks on land, it's like she's walking on shards of glass. The only thing is, the penalty in the movie that if she doesn't find true love's kiss and the prince doesn't marry her, she returns back into the sea as a mermaid. But in the original story, if she doesn't find true love's kiss and the prince does not marry her, she dies. I know. But the prince actually marries another woman because he thinks she's the one who saved him. So now Ariel's given a choice. She can either kill herself or she can kill the prince and remain a mermaid. See, this is what I don't understand. What do you think she did? She jumped into the sea and she turned into sea foam. What a dumbass.
You guessed it. The next one is Sleeping Beauty. So, the king is walking by Sleeping Beauty's castle. So he knocks on the door. She's sleeping, obviously, so she doesn't open it. So he finds a ladder and he climbs in her window. He sees, oh, a beautiful woman. She's sleeping there. Let me try waking her. He couldn't wake her. He freaking rapes her. Oh my god. He rapes her and he freaking leaves. Could you at least buy her dinner first? Then she's impregnated with his twins. So she gives birth while she's unconscious. Don't know how that works. Well, one of the twins sucks out the flax from the spindle that she pricked her finger on, the reason why she's sleeping. So she awakens. Well, the king returns. I don't know why. And they fall in love. Sorry I raped you. Want to go on a date? But there's a problem. The king has a wife. And she's like, are you freaking kidding me? You have a hoe on the side and twins. So what does she do? She said, I'm gonna kill your twins. I'm gonna cook them and I'm gonna feed them to you. As well as I'm gonna burn your side chick. Luckily she was unsuccessful. And the king and Princess Aurora lived happily ever after.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. And maybe a condom. The next story is Rapunzel. See, in the original story, the prince calls Rapunzel, she lets down her beautiful locks, he climbs up, and she was a little bit of a hoe because she slept with him right away. She obviously was not using birth control or a condom, and she ended up getting pregnant. The witch finds out and cuts Rapunzel's hair out and throws Rapunzel into the woods. The next day, the prince comes up and says, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. The witch lets down Rapunzel's hair. And when he climbs up, the witch is there, and she basically tells him, you will never see Rapunzel again. He's obviously shocked that he's never gonna get laid again. So he jumped out the window, and he ended up getting blind from the thorns of the flowers. Rapunzel ends up giving birth to twins. The prince ends up hearing Rapunzel's voice and goes to her, and he finds her. Her tears end up restoring his sight somehow, and they live happily ever after with twins. In the woods with no income. I don't see a happy ending to that.
Snow White. The Disney rendition is pretty close to the original. So we all know how the evil queen hires a huntsman to go kill Snow White. And she said, bring me back her heart and her liver. Well, you know, the huntsman couldn't do it because she was so beautiful. So he brings back a boar's heart and liver. And the evil queen eats it. Like, you need some professional help, girl. Well, she realizes Snow White is still alive, so she goes, gets a poisonous apple, she makes her eat it, blah, blah, blah. Now she's like all dead with the poisonous apple. So the 7 dwarves are sitting there mourning her death, and the prince comes and he's like, can I have her body? Literally, they give her they give him her body. And then when they're carrying her out, they trip and they fall with her body, and the apple piece gets dislodged from her throat, and she's awake! She didn't even get to kiss the prince. She got the short end of the stick. Now they're getting married. So on their wedding day, they invite the evil queen. It's so nice when you can bring forgiveness back into the situation. Well, what is the entertainment for the night? The evil queen has to dance with the burning hot iron shoes on, and she has to dance till she drops dead. Wow, talk about revenge. I hope you guys learned something and liked this week's video, so don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up, and all our social media is down below. And we will see you next Monday.
Bye!
Bye.